Welcome back to my channel. Today it's time again to speak about one of the great and mystic deities of Celtic mythology, Cernunnos, the Lord of the Forest. Thanks to his unmistakable antlers, he is also known as the deer god, or the horned one. Cernunnos is possibly one of the most widely honored gods, and perhaps the highest throughout Celtic mythology. But there isn't a lot of knowledge about this deity. It's not even clear if Cernunnos is one single deity or a collective of deities with just similar attributes. It's even possible that he's connected to Fionn McCool from Irish mythology. But for the sake of this video, let's assume he's a singular entity. What we do know about the horned god of Celtic mythology is that he's connected to the animals of the forest, for he is the lord of the animals and he's able to tame any wild beast or creature. He's often depicted with a human-like appearance, with mighty antlers crowning his head, and he's able to transform his ears into deer ears and his feet into deer hooves, if he so desires. But even though he looks human-like, it's hard to determine what age his appearance looks like, since sometimes he seems to be a very young man, clean-shaven, while at other times he appears like an old, wise, bearded man. Though he's often depicted with a human face, he does not care much for humans. He's the protector of animals, and as lord of the forests and wild places, he will punish any human who needlessly harms the animals in his realm. At the same time, he's seen as a mediator between humankind and nature. Though he doesn't care for humans, he isn't hostile towards them, as long as they respect the animals. He simply ensures that nature and animals develop as planned and that no harm is done to them. But that doesn't mean that humankind isn't allowed to kill animals in general. Cernunnos is also known as a fertility god and the god of the hunt. For as long as humans respect nature and don't needlessly injure animals, but only hunt what they need to survive, he will allow it. Cernunnos is often accompanied by a horned snake, which is also a symbol of healing. The molting of snakes and the shedding of the antlers of deer symbolizes the Celtic belief that old things must perish to make room for new, and thus Cernunnos is also seen as a god of death and resurrection, as well as sometimes a guardian of the otherworld. Next to his antlers and the horned snake, one element that appears in nearly every depiction of him are the torques, Celtic open neck rings and a symbol of royal birth. He's often depicted wearing one around his neck while holding a second one in his right hand. Another attribute of his is the cornucopia. Cernunnos has the ability to shapeshift into a snake, a wolf, or even a deer. But he's also said to be able to amplify his height if needed. And he's said to have control over the weather, to ensure a good harvest and the well-being of the forest. All traits he uses in his task to ensure that nature is in balance and able to thrive. The horned god was considered the tribal god of the Gaelic Canuts, in whose area the Gaelic Central Sanctuary was located. Some even believed that Cernunnos would have gatherings with the animals of the forest, where he would feast on vegetables, berries and fruits. And during those gatherings, he would calm all animals down, from the peaceful hare to the wild wolf, so that they would be peaceful towards one another and wouldn't prey on each other. Cernunnos was believed to provide for the settlements of the Gaelic tribes and to protect them against evil. And even though he was the lord of nature, he was often asked for guidance when hunters went to do their business. So it's no wonder that his depiction can be found in wide areas around Spain, northern Italy, the Balkan region and the British Isles. The probably most famous depiction of him was found in Denmark, on the silver cauldron of Gundestrup, where he can be seen sitting with crossed legs, accompanied by a wolf and a deer, which are calmed down to a peaceful coexistence merely through his powers, while he is holding and wearing a torques and holding a horned snake. The god of life the lord of the animals, the god of death and resurrection, the true embodiment of nature. Thank you very much for listening. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to be notified when new videos come out. And if you want to know more about Celtic mythology, feel free to look at my other videos. See you next time. Bye!